Hello and welcome back to the Sparrow podcast. I'm here joined today by my friend Sean Campbell. I'll take that one part out. By Sean Campbell.
That's what kids used to call me in grade school.
Oh, really?
To make fun of me, Scene. That Scene kid.
Yeah. But we kind of bonded with our mutual friend Josh that you heard in the last podcast. And he and I bonded a little bit on our paranormal experiences / just our interest, and also our religious interest too in talking Bible. I was having him join us today to give a couple stories from his life. His very interesting encounters, interesting when it especially comes to some of the supernatural and the spiritual. So yeah, if you just give us a little bit about yourself. First and foremost, you're a Christian.
Correct.
Which is the most important thing. How old are you?
35.
35. They ain't too bad. You're a little older than me, but I ain't going to date myself.
I just turned 35.
Yeah. So tell us a little about yourself, where you come from, where you were born, raised kind of thing, and just give us a little background.
Well, I was born in Harrisonburg, Virginia, but grew up in Nashville, Tennessee. Lived there through the 90s, and then we moved back here because of family. Yeah.
So when in your life did, I know you talk about some of your paranormal experiences or your spiritual experiences. About when in life did that start for you?
There seems to be it goes back for quite a while, like in even my teens, but it seems like it really started when I was about 23, when I met my friend Mike the evangelist. I started to help him out where he would hold the cross on Route 33 here locally. So I would help him do that, and then that was when I first had my experiences with sleep paralysis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was a funny correlation with meeting him, and that was the first time in my life I didn't know what it was at first. Didn't know it was a phenomenon.
Yeah, most people think they're alone in that. Everyone's like, oh, I'm just frozen, I don't know what's going on. And you feel crazy to tell anybody about it.
Yeah. My first time I woke up when I could move again, ran downstairs, knocked on my dad's door, said, Dad, did you hear that train going by the window? I couldn't even realize how crazy what I was saying sounded. A train going past the window. He just looked at me funny. Huh?
Yeah, I was just kind of imagine my kid coming to my son's only like a year old now, but still, like, imagine him coming up to me and like, did you hear the train outside? I live in the middle of the country. I'm like, train outside? What are you talking about? But, so what else happened with that experience?
Let's see. It was a recurring experience while I was staying in that house. Probably happened a handful of times, maybe 5-6 times. First time it happened, there weren't any figures to speak of, just oral or aural audio phenomena. So I remember waking up and it was the same room, but the only strange detail that had changed was that the window was open, whereas in reality the window was closed. So the window in the room was cracked open, and there were these whispers coming in from like the wind, just saying infernal things, creepy things.
Yeah, just trying to like scare you. And
yeah, just whispers that were saying nothing good. And then the second time, I believe that was the train. That's where the whole room was shaking. Yeah, still didn't see anything. Just maybe some phenomena of shadows playing in a strange way, but the room being more or less like it was in reality. And then probably the third time, I woke up and saw this face in front of me with like a hand or an appendage like reaching into my chest. And I remember looking into the face, and it looked like something had put on a mask of my grandma. It was an amalgamation of my grandma and my brother. It was just this strange, grotesque visage. And, in that state, you don't know what's real or what isn't anymore.
Yeah.
And so I just remember when I could move again, waking up, I was similar to running downstairs to ask my dad, like, about the train. I was calling, Mama, Kaylin, was that you? Just really shook up. Yeah, really shook up. It was like, it's hard to parse what you're experiencing. So, in a strange way, whatever it was, it seemed like it was mimicking people that I knew. This would be a recurring thing through all my experiences. These things, I like to say, they play dress up.
How young were you when this first started?
Well, when the sleep paralysis first started, I was about 23.
Okay.
Yeah. And that probably would go on for maybe, let's say, 5 years. Just kind of scattered. I would say the experiences depended on where I was at, like physically, where my living environment would be, because it wouldn't happen everywhere.
In the same house, or like as you moved around or anything?
Yeah, just in two. I can draw all of my sleep paralysis experiences to two locations. Those are the only times I've ever had those. Yeah. Interestingly, in the farmhouse, that's where I was when the experiences started. With the room where the grotesque, mask was, where the first one started. I had some waking experiences there too.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Remember being outside, smoking a cigarette, and when I flicked the cigarette out, it landed in some shrubbery next to the house, and instead of the what happened looked like a glitch. In reality, I heard like a squeak, and the butt didn't stay on the ground. It jumped. It like leapt up and went. It like literally jumped and fell somewhere else. Like there's a little electronic squeak noise, and then the thing leapt up and went somewhere else. I was like, what on earth? what did I just witness?
Yeah.
Little glitch in reality.
Kind of like glitch in the Matrix kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like that doesn't happen. And then the most the most concrete experience was I was outside, standing outside underneath a tree where the tool shed was outside, and I was rendered suddenly completely unable to move. This isn't a dream. I'm in waking consciousness, and suddenly I just get this awareness of a presence circling me, sizing me up. Now I don't see anything, but I can't move. And this is my perception. This is my awareness. There's some menacing other worldly reality a person that is sizing me up, walking around me.
Yeah.
And so you can imagine how
It's not a comfortable feeling.
it's an uncomfortable feeling. It's totally uncanny.
Yeah.
You know, nothing led on to this. And that was when I started to, what do we do when we're helpless? We call on the name of Jesus.
Yeah.
So, as so many people do, that's what I did. And the sense of dread started to ebb, and I was getting into a really pleasant zone suddenly with just peace, and then the paralysis melting away. Before the phenomena stopped entirely, it was like this other person, this presence, though it couldn't touch me, it was spiteful. So the last thing that happened, the last glitch was an electronic popping noise, and the glasses I was wearing just flew off my head and landed in front of me.
Like something flicked off your head.
Like something literally flicked it off my head. It was like as if to say, okay, I can't touch you. This is as close as I can get to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to touch your apparel. Yeah. And knocked it like an electronic zap is what it sounded like, a pop.
Yeah.
And the glasses were on the dirt. And then the experience subsided. I was able to move normally again. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget the sequence of events, how efficacious calling on Jesus seemed to be in these. And in the sleep paralysis episodes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last episode I had, we'll call this zone the farmhouse.
Okay.
Where all the paranormal stuff began. The last episode, we had a caretaker in the house. My grandma stayed there. My brother stayed there. Hence, I think, why it was dressing up as people that I knew. And the last encounter I had before all of these experiences stopped in that location was it appeared in my room in the guise of the caretaker that we had who would watch my grandmother during weekdays. It was dressed up as this character, trying to play itself off as her.
Yeah.
But I could tell that it couldn't dress up as people very well. It just looked off. Mm-hmm. And so I just remember in this dream, I was not the victim. I was actually on the offensive. So it appeared in my room. I caught its facade that it was playing. It didn't like that. It ran down the stairs, and I was running at it with Jesus. Jesus was on my lips, and I was angry at this point. And so it seemed like it was trying to lie in some regard and pass itself off as this other character. Mm-hmm. And so the first spot it appeared was upstairs in my room. I chased it down the stairs. That was the next standoff. Kept chasing it off with Jesus. The final place that it went was into the fireplace. And that was where it vanished. It was in the fireplace.
Interesting.
I know, yeah. Interesting.
Was there any fire in there when you started?
I can't remember. I just remember that its last place of retreat was. So we went from my room to the landing on the stairs to the living room, mm-hmm. and after facing off with it in the living room, it just fled into the fireplace and seemed to close off the gate to the fire. Like it was just. I don't know if it was incinerated at that point, but that was the last time I ever saw it.
Sounds to me a little bit like it may have been Jesus getting rid of it.
Yeah, Yeah.
Like
me
saying,
too.
go back to where the flames come from, kind of deal.
Yeah. So that was really interesting. I remember waking up feeling kind of empowered, actually. Just yeah, interesting.
Well, that was so after that, you didn't have much of an issue with the entity anymore.
Not, at least I don't think that particular entity. Later on, continuing the sleep paralysis stories, or I'd say at this point, the sleep paralysis it segued into just lucid dreaming in general. I have a couple weird experiences with this. And also, so in this new environment, I had a roommate who was playing around with psychedelics a lot.
Yeah.
And so I didn't think about it back then, but I think that that factors into open doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, gateways.
Yeah, you and I were talking about this on the ride up here.
Yeah, and so he was taking a lot of DMT at the time, and he had claimed, I wouldn't do this with him, but I was always just intrigued by the way he would describe his experiences. So he would talk about meeting these jesters, or machine elves was, I think the literature he was reading would refer to them as machine elves. And it seemed like he would trip and go to these places that were also people. And I remember he described on one of his trips, he said he was in the place that was also the persona or reality behind ancient Egypt. He said there were pyramids there, and he said there was this, he couldn't see what it was because it was too massive, but it was making a deal with him, like brokering some kind of an exchange where he would be the priest essentially to transmit this place into where he was, our reality.
So trying to bring it forth.
Yeah, sounded like a principality, like the principality of Egypt, possibly.
So like the principality of Egypt was reaching out to him.
Yeah, it was reaching out to him, and he said it wasn't just a person, but it was a place, a whole place.
Yeah, which principalities usually? Can you talk about like the principality of Israel, or like even in the Bible where it said I had to go through the Prince of Persia?
Yeah,
and like it makes sense that it's more of a place or a territorial boundary.
Yeah, it's like it seemed to also include like all of the iconography, the culture, the whole look or aesthetic of Egypt was included in this principality. It's like the whole gamut of Egypt.
Interesting. And he's never been there.
He's never been to Egypt in his life.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was like everything Egyptian is what this was.
But something decided to reach out to him in that moment.
Yeah. Offering him. And in other experiences, he would describe, these jesters wanting to show him things and being really ecstatic and happy to see him. And then other times, they would be really pissed off to see him, and they would prophesy to him and say, hey, you want to know the prophecy of your life? This is how you're going to die. And like, so all of a sudden it would get really sinister.
Really dark and
really
sinister,
dark. Yeah. And he had his name's Alex.
Yeah.
And he had a really interesting fortitude. A lot of people would be shaken from something so otherworldly showing them the way they're going to die. But he actually told it. He said, "You don't have the authority to say that." Was what he told it. I mean, that's actually true.
Was he a believer or is a believer?
I have no idea. We used to talk about Christ, and so. I mean, what faith, actually
to stand there in front of something like that,
being shown your supposed death.
Oh yeah.
And I think most people in these experiences don't think they can question these entities. They just assume they're right.
Yeah, because you see they're more powerful than you, and you're just going, okay, well, they're probably right,
Yeah,
or
but
I need to at least listen to it.
but he just shook his head and he said no.
Yeah.
He's like, that's not it.
Yeah.
So he may be a believer. I haven't talked to him in many years.
Yeah. I'd hope so by that statement saying you want
By
the
that s-
authority.
Yeah, by that statement.
Because that's a different language of.
That's a different language.
Yeah.
That's
That's not the way the world talks. That's the way a Christian, or usually a believer or Christian talks.
precisely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So, well, regardless, he was he was dabbling in a world that no one should be.
Yeah.
So it was in that environment that I had my lucid dreaming experiences. I remember in one of them, I just found myself in the Food Lion, local Food Lion. Since we live in the same area, I can tell you that it was this was a place on West Bruce Street in Harrisonburg, and the Food Lion was the one on 42, just down from there. And the dream, I was in the Food Lion store. I seemed to be alone, and I was just having like the time of my life, jumping and flying in the store, just jumping up, jumping down, experiencing this novel sensation of weightlessness or bounciness, kind of unique bounciness in these types of lucid dreams, where you suddenly realize you might have floating dreams you can remember, but not having any control. But what was different was the measure of control of being able to determine how you're going to jump, how you're going to land, where you're going to go. So I was having fun doing that. And while this was happening, I remember I'm alone in the store, but through the mechanical doors, what do you call those? The sliding?
No, the sliding doors.
Yeah, the sliding doors that the Food Lion has.
Yeah.
I just looked over and I saw this crazy guy coming in, this demon with, cartoonish looking. This demon looked completely cartoonish. It had a red face. It seemed to be wearing a kind of like a suit, like a business suit, and maybe a hoodie. And it had a red face, and it was just walking in like in an attitude of
like I own the place, or
not even, just like it was like walking into a place where it expected, like it had the look like, okay, I always come in here. This is where I like to go.
Yeah.
Just kind of like almost snickering and smiling and looking around. Happy-go-lucky, actually. It looked really happy-go-lucky. Almost cute. But but it was just walking in without a care on its mind.
Yeah.
And then it turned its head. Well, I saw it first, right? So when I saw it, I instantly, this anger flared up in me. I don't know where the anger came from. It was like a righteous indignation at looking at a thing that I was its enemy. It was mine. I just knew it. I didn't have to summon this feeling. It was just there.
So the Holy Spirit welling up in you, going, you shouldn't, like, that's not friendly.
Like, I just felt like in my language in for the dream is, I felt like I just turned into this fireball of just hatred towards this thing. And I noticed it first. That feeling welled up inside me first, and then it turned the corner and it saw me, and just like a crazy cartoon character, it had this. Its mouth went gaping wide open. Its eyes got real big, and it zoomed out of the store, totally afraid of me, and I was going after it. That was when the dream stopped.
So kind of like when you chase the one entity, whatever it was, to the house.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't draw that similarity.
So I wonder if it was another entity, but word got to it. They was like, oh shoot, it's that guy again.
He wasn't expecting to find me in Food Lion at that time, that's for sure. Whether I actually was in Food Lion or if this was like some
upside down Food Lion,
Food Lion, some Food Lion. I have no idea, but I just knew where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this thing, yeah, its mouth was just a gate. It was a lot like a Looney Tune. It just looked at me. Its mouth, drew up like 5 times the size that it was. Its eyes popped out of its head, and it just ran out of the store. It's so funny. Let's see. Now, another lucid dream, and this has another element from the sleep paralysis episodes from before, where I mentioned that the entity, whatever it was playing dress up, putting on masks. So at the time I was working at Red Lobster, and I had a coworker that I never really hung out with, not really, but I knew him semi-well from working with him. And again, he wasn't a friend, but more of an acquaintance. And so in this lucid dream, I'm being guided, like I have a guide, and the guide is dressed up as this coworker, and he's just talking in kind of like a smooth, coaxing or semi-flattering way, just like palling up with me. This is the sense. He's like, okay, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you around. Yeah. We're going to look at this. We're going to look at this over here. And so he's taking me through this series of rooms, showing me different like devices, technologies, showing me something like what looked like a Nintendo Wii, but it was designed to do something totally different. All these cool gizmos, all these cool trinkets. Yeah. Actually reminded me a lot of the stories I heard of the jesters or machine elves from DMT experiences. They're always excited to show the person this new thing. And that was exactly what was going on in this dream. It was this guide dressed up as my coworker, showing me through these various rooms, these different gadgets. I'm just being led in to all these rooms. I'm like, oh wow, cool. Oh wow, that's really cool. I wonder what the next room's going to be. What's going to be in there? I'm just along for the ride. He's taking me along for this ride. Well, the very last room that he takes me into isn't a room at all. It's this really gigantic cavern, and I got this kind of like blue light almost from like a river that's there's a fire, a campfire in the cavern, and he leads me up to this tribal medicine man looking person. This person has they look completely primal, big teeth, say even husks, and he's wielding a dagger. He's around this campfire, and the coworker leads me to this guy, and he's introducing me to him. And he's just the personality of the entity playing as my coworker is just really like hucksterish, kind of like a sleazy kind of car salesman is the vibe you get.
But trying to convince you to.
Yeah, but he's palling around with me.
Yeah,
he's making me feel like he's my buddy, and we're just seeing all this interesting stuff, and it's led up to this moment. And I just remember in the dream, the medicine-looking man, I'll call him, Chief, grabs my arm, and he has a dagger. We're around this campfire, and he is hovering the dagger over my wrist as if to cut it, but he can't. He's not able to actually slice my wrist. He needs my approval. Then I realize that's what's going on, because the coworker friend is kind of like giving me this look like, oh, so what are you going to do? Come on, go ahead. Go for it. Let him. It was like these guys were trying to make a covenant with me.
Yeah, trying to get you to agree.
A blood pact. Yeah. They wanted me to consent. Yeah. To consent to this chief drawing blood. And so I'm a little. I don't have much awareness. I don't have much strength in this dream, except I say, I can't do that. What about Jesus? And as soon as I say, "What about Jesus?" the entity that's pretending to be my coworker twists his face up, looks at me, and in a really strange way says, "Fuck you." Just looks me dead in the face and says that, smiling, like he's smiling. It's like they don't have a range of emotions like we do. It's like humor isn't something they can replicate very well.
Because humor has to do more with happiness.
Yeah. And so
if it's a dark entity.
So this guy just kind of like looks at me sideways and says what he did, and then the dream transformed into something totally different. That whole scene ended, and then the next part was really dark. I was in a sewage system inside of it was like a cement truck, and it was tumbling me around. I was on a cross. So the symbolism was I was stuck on a cross in this tumbling sewer system type of a place. That was what the dream transformed into until I woke up. I was like, whoa. Well, all those details, all those elements of the dream, again, no coincidence there. There seemed to just be this sinister design behind the whole thing.
Yeah, it seemed like there's obviously trying, like you said, make a covenant, showing you all this nice and pretty stuff, being kind of like, this is all be yours, or this knowledge can all be yours.
Yeah, right.
Which is what they're famous for, is
we can be
trying to give you the knowledge and this technology. And
yeah, don't you want to be pals?
Yeah.
Aren't we having a great time?
Yeah. Which is interesting because like it fully touches you, I guess, because it's also the dream realm, where he's like he fully touches you, but he still can't actually harm you.
Yeah, he couldn't actually do what he wanted to do. He needed my consent.
Because Jesus is sitting there, or the Holy Spirit's on you at this point, given that the one demon ran away and the other one you chased off. It seems like the Holy Spirit was on you, still protecting you.
Yeah, and now I can't say chronologically how far apart in time these episodes were, but yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. My sense in this dream, when I woke up, I was a little disappointed because I kind of just very sheepishly said, "What about Jesus?" Mm-hmm. It was as though I was along for the ride, more so on this one, and but again, no coincidence how the dream ended with the content of it. They seemed pretty butthurt at the whole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like how dare you mention that name here?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Let's see, what was, there's some more, but that's what's coming to mind for right now.
Yeah. But it seems like you were being almost targeted by either one or multiple, but it sounds like whoever this tribeman or the chief was may have been the sounds ironic. It sounds funny to say that. The chief may have been the chief spirit or the top spirit, top entity saying, get him to this point.
That's a good point.
And now you two have failed. The other two had failed, and whatever else came before it all failed. And so now it's like, okay, you want a job, do it yourself, kind of deal. And then still didn't work, so they put you on a cross and spin you in a sewer.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I can't touch you, but I can at least torture you for a little bit.
Yeah, that's the gist of it. Give you this dread feeling. Yeah, then you wake up feeling like so perplexed, like.
Yeah, I can imagine waking up going, what was that about?
What was that one? Yeah, and some other interesting phenomena also took place during the time that I was having these dreams. One of those this wasn't a full-fledged dream, but it was concerning. It was noteworthy. Mm-hmm. But I remember waking up, well, this goes more into, I think, sleep paralysis territory / lucid dreaming. I sometimes don't know where the one ends and the other begins in the experience, but I remember being conscious, and my head is, my eyes are outside of my head. In other words, I'm seeing my room from an impossible vantage point. My eyes aren't where I'm looking physically. And so it seemed like, I mentioned bouncing around, being able to fly. It seemed like the beginnings of some kind of astral projection might have been beginning. It didn't go on. I never desired to astral project. It's never anything I wanted, never anything I asked for. But I started to notice this kind of, the astral projection phenomenon seemed to be starting in that place. I think I shut it down pretty quick, but I noticed the beginnings of that going on here. And then this is a trippy one. But there was one morning I woke up and I just breathed in this putrid stench, like a rotten egg smell. And when I breathed it in, I woke up and I couldn't get the lyrics of this Coldplay song that I particularly don't like out of my head. I perceived the song was about Satan. The lyrics were something to the effect of, but that was when I ruled the world. Jerusalem bells, yada yada.
Yeah, I know the song. Yeah.
That was when I ruled the world. And so the stench wakes me up, goes into my nostrils, and I'm smelling that. And then this Coldplay song, the lyrics, it's like they're invasively being pressed into my mind, to where it's like I even breathe and it's like they're coming out. And so I went to the Lord about it, and I was saying, this is scary. This is what is going on. Can you fix this? Can you help? I mean, eventually it did go away, but I don't always know what to do with that. I'm glad it stopped, but I maybe connect that to the environment and the type of things that were going on there at the time, as far as drug experimentation, not by me, but just near me, the room next to me, perhaps.
Well, and they say that, even like in different households or whatever, if something's done in one building, done in that house, or even in your vicinity, it kind of opens you up. Are the ones around you, you open the ones around you up to it, just being in vicinity like that? Yeah.
And I was drinking alcohol at the time, on a regular basis. Maybe smoking marijuana some of the time. Probably not routinely like the alcohol was, but that could have played a factor. I think alcohol in general, just on a physiological level, can be a factor in sleep paralysis.
Oh yeah, because it definitely puts your guard down.
Yeah, and it can do there's some physical things that it can do to. I mean, people who drink, they just don't sleep as well.
Yeah.
Period. But yeah. And I guess I'll tell you the dream.
Yeah, you were telling about this dream or this vision you were talking about.
Yeah, so this was the best and coolest dream I've ever had in my life.
Okay. I'm assuming not. You said coolest. I'm assuming we're on a high note now too.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the best dream I've ever had in my life, and also the coolest. The reason I phrase it that way is because the dream happened in two distinct parts, and one was just the best, and the other was just the coolest. The timing of this dream is also interesting now. I believe that I had this dream right before COVID-19, before that whole episode on the world stage. And in my life, there was nothing really going on that I thought warranted having such a dream. It really stood out. There was nothing. It was just a regular season of life, nothing notable, nothing to write home about. And then I just get this wonderful dream. So here's what it was. The first part of the dream, let's see if I can describe it well enough. I was on an inner tube, and I just sensed there were many more people all around me, and the scenery was this beachside resort. Then I had the crazy notion that this beachside resort was Egypt. Egypt had been transformed from this desert-like area into this total paradise, and the overall sense was just of community and joy and people all together, not a care in the world, floating around in this beautiful water and enjoying everything. It was the most relaxing feeling I can remember. Not like any dream I've ever had. It was just a very loving, close-knit feeling of love. Then that transitioned into the second part, which was just absolutely amazing. I was on this, it had the sense of a theme park attraction ride. I was on this ride, and I perceived all of world history to have been this train wreck. There was a giant wreck, as though from a train, and it was just spanning as far as I could look back to as far, just all around me. And but up ahead, where the ride was headed, there was a pyramid, like a pyramid from Egypt, and at the top was the all-seeing eye, just like on our dollar bill. And we were going up to it on the ride, and out of its eye was sticking a train car, a single train car, written on it Israel, and it was stuck in its eye. It was like the mortal wound to the all-seeing eye. It was this train car that said Israel, and the rest of all of history was this train wreck leading up to this big moment. And the way dreams are, this pyramid was as though groaning. It was groaning, and it was falling down, defeated, dead. And it reminded me of like David and Goliath. It had been mortally wounded. And I just had this sense of anticipation, and it was just like in one moment, everything I believe it was like the battle of the ages. And I had just witnessed it, and I was like, yeah. It was really, really cool. I can't really describe it well enough. Yeah.
That does sound incredible.
Yeah.
It's also interesting, and this is my side note, interesting that we're talking about Egypt at the beginning, and now we end up back in Egypt.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this time I saw Egypt, right?
Yeah.
Instead of my roommate.
Like a redeemed version.
Yeah.
Or like I guess it would be redeemed version.
Yeah, in the first aspect of the dream, there was like a redeemed version. It was like, it reminded me of an oasis in a desert kind of effect. Like, it was the opposite of what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then the final part, the monolith, the arch nemesis of all of history is being leveled. Also Egyptian symbolism, because it's the pyramid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've got for right now.
Yeah.
Maybe we can, if I come up with anything else, we can get back behind here.
Yeah. The other thing I was interested in if you're willing to share about it, is your time with the prison ministry.
Oh.
And how you got involved with that. And that's a big part of our church ministry, and I know that's how you and Josh also connected.
Yeah.
And just whatever you're comfortable sharing with that.
Yeah, well,
there's an interesting story behind it.
Yeah, well, we connected because I was in jail.
Yeah. I was sitting here thinking, I was like, I think he's willing to talk about it.
Yeah.
I was like, not that it's the most interesting thing in your life, but it also is an interesting redemption part of your story.
Yeah, it was. Josh and I hit it off after I signed up to go to the classrooms. His jail ministry does the discipleship class. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we hit it off. Josh really came alongside of me and was very, very supportive. And yeah, became quick friends. We became quick friends. And that friendship has only continued and gotten deeper. And yeah, I'm very grateful to that jail ministry. Very grateful to have met Josh.
And you're like a true sign of how good it can be. And I don't want to toot Josh's own horn too much, but not that he needs it important, but how impactful it can be and why we need to reach out to the jail. And
absolutely.
Because what was it? I'm trying to think if it was Paul that said we should go visit, or was it Jesus that said that we should go visit the prisoner?
Yeah, Jesus.
The one time we don't have the pastor in the room.
I think of Jesus saying, "Whenever you did one of these things to the least of you, then you did it to me. When did we visit you in jail? When did we feed you?"
There we go. I was like trying to get the scripture in my head.
I think that's the one you're thinking of.
Yeah. It's late at night, the scriptures are.
I know.
It's a late night podcast.
There might be something else, though, where Paul talks about it. I just can't.
Well, you think about Paul was in jail, too, and his ministry was.
Precisely. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, his ministry was incredible just from the jail cell.
Yeah, just from the jail cell. It seemed like he relished that just as much as having an abundance.
Exactly. Yeah, and I've seen that firsthand, too, where I had a cousin. The cousin that I treated, my dad's cousin I treated like uncle. But he ended up in jail too, on some fairly false charges that just was a sign of the times kind of thing.
Oh, wow. I wish mine were false.
Yeah. Well, bro, I was going to ask you about that here in a little bit. If you're willing to share that too, I was about to say, we got you there.
Oh.
But yeah, he ended up there. He was a pastor before. And basically, like I said, victim of the time. And it was interesting because he was writing us from the jail, and he said, "I feel like this is my Paul moment. I need to get him on an interview too at some point." But he's like, "This is my Paul moment."
Wow.
And he said the same thing. He's like, "There's a ministry in here." He's like, "You would not believe the believers are in the jail." And I like that. I think there's one of the things he talked about was he said they got nowhere to go. They need a hope.
Yeah, that's what gets me excited about jail ministry. As a matter of fact, it reminds me of something that an old preacher, British preacher, David Pawson, once shared a similar sentiment to what your uncle, your uncle was saying, where he said, "We need the people in the jail to come minister to us."
Yeah.
Because the real thing's happening in there, and they're much more. Pawson was saying spiritually. Vibrant, healthy, they need to come give us that same fire. So it is an exciting thing to think about, because people in jail, and the reason that jail ministry excites me now is that the men in jail are in a unique place, and they have a unique opportunity to respond to the gospel and to really own it. And they're in a season, presuming they ever do get out of jail. Most of the ones will, who, for example, Josh speaks to, they'll get out eventually. But even for those who don't, they're in a unique season of their life where the things that they have lost control over their circumstances. The life outside of the jail, there's nothing they can do. And the one thing, naturally, that man wants is control of his own life. But they've come face to face in jail with the reality that they're dead to that. There's nothing they can do. They can vie for some kind of control, but it's so fleeting. And if these men could just learn to embrace that situation instead of fight it, then that's where Christ will meet them. He'll meet them in their surrender, their loss of control. That was the experience that I had. I had to embrace that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was fortunate enough to be in a place where it wasn't my first time being in jail in pretty quick succession. Mm-hmm. And so it gave me an opportunity to check the box that I'd left unchecked, which was surrender to Christ. That made all the difference.
Well, that's really interesting because you think about it. I mean, you got nowhere to go.
You've got nowhere to go.
You got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
You might as well spend the time.
And so many people there are just wasting their energies worrying about things that are completely out of their control, mm-hmm. which isn't so different from what we do, those of us that aren't in jail.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
But it just illustrates it in such a, what's the word? In such a vibrant way, or in such a concrete way. Life is reduced to its simplest constituents when you're in jail. Mm. So the distractions are at a minimum.
There's no social media.
Yeah.
There's no. Well, I guess you probably had TV a little bit, but.
Yeah. So it really makes those. Yeah, it really makes those men fresh or very dry kindle for the fire if they can get exposed to the fire.
Oh yeah.
Which is what the ministry is there for. So yeah, they're ready to be lit up. That's pretty exciting.
That is exciting. It's very exciting. And like I said, you're proof that it can. It works. I won't say it's like a treatment program, but it works.
Yeah, well, it can be if you use it to work for you. It can be a treatment program. It can be very, very useful rehabilitation if you view it that way.
Yeah.
But it all depends on the accountability that you're willing to take. So many people, again, will waste their energies in jail by saying, "Oh, I'm not guilty. I didn't do it. It's this person's fault. It's X, Y, or Z."
Yeah.
Instead of
accepting it.
Yep. Instead of accepting their situation and coming face to face with their failure. Yep.
It's kind of like my favorite line in Shawshank Redemption. He says, like, I'm innocent. And he goes, we're all innocent.
We're all innocent. Yeah, the one person who was innocent.
Yeah, the one person actually was innocent. Yeah. Until he left, but one person.
Right. Yeah, good movie.
It's a great movie. That's one of those things, if you've never watched Shawshank Redemption, you need to watch Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
That's like a classic that's so culturally, even now, relevant, and just, it puts a whole new perspective.
Yeah, it does. Stephen King, I think.
Yeah.
It was a short story of his, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it started as a short story.
Interesting. Yeah. Funny enough, I don't think I ever saw that movie in jail.
Yeah, well, it kind of shows you how to escape from the jail. Although they were in a much more secure, much more intimidating jail.
Yeah, it's a prison.
Yeah, it was a prison.
Prison. I think we may have to wake up Josh.
Yeah. For the audience, getting ready to go. We're at a conference, or we're the night before the conference, so we're all in a hotel room. So, and Josh is here in the room with us.
Listening to bedtime stories.
Listen to the bedtime stories. We could get into the real supernatural stuff and just give them a night terror. Talk about some of like the moon-eyed people and some more Bigfoot stories we talked about in the car. And anyways, real quickly, I can edit this out if you want me to edit out this question. I never knew what you were in jail for.
I was in jail for drug possession.
Both times?
I was in drug possession for jail. Yes.
Both times, or just?
Yeah, both times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what led you down that? I mean, if you're okay with that, I mean, again, share what you're willing to share. If you don't want to share, that's fine.
Oh, I'll try.
The only reason I ask is because there's might be somebody that's maybe going down the same road that this could help.
Yeah. Gosh. It's probably a combination of depression and boredom at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it led escapism.
Yeah.
And it led me into just acting out whatever. What got me in trouble was I ended up exploring. I did a lot of urban exploration, we'll call it.
Well, you've already done the time, so I mean,
I was found in places where I wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah.
At hours. At hours that no one should have been there. That could be its whole other episode.
No, you gotta tell the one.
Which one's the one?
The coffee one.
Oh, the coffee. Well, that is where I was caught. The last time that I was caught, I was in a certain. Who is she? The Attorney General? Or, not the attorney. Prosecutor. Anyway, someone's office that you don't want to be in if you're having any kind of legal. The prosecutor, attorney, her husband's office.
Gotcha.
And I was a little doped up and just felt like there was no reason to be anxious or whatever, and I was just making myself at home, making myself some coffee into the wee hours until people filed in to go to work. And as I was pouring my glass of coffee, there was a person coming in to work on the other side of the door who realized somebody was in their kitchen, and she shrieked. I dropped the cup, it shattered, and I tried to exit the building and turned the wrong corner and got picked up by every police officer in town.
And you're in the entourage there.
Yes.
Little police escort.
Yep.
But hey, it happens. It happens. We all. It's like, who was it? Well, I was listening to one story. I think it was from Sean Ryan, where it's like we're only 10 steps away from making a major mistake.
Can I make a little addition to the story?
I guess you can. This is Josh, by the way. We told you he was in the room.
Sorry.
Please.
I just had to say this is hilarious. Like, if you know Sean, and Sean would not hurt a fly.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay? Sean is the most peaceful person.
Trust me, if we had worries, we wouldn't be sharing a hotel room with the guy.
But the funniest thing is, I never heard this story until I met one of Sean's pod mates, who also got out of jail, Brad.
Oh yeah.
When he got out, and he said, Sean hasn't told you the story of how he got caught. He's like, oh, this is classic. You have to hear it. And then he says, just imagine Sean wandering down the street, and he's just like, just going down a little alleyway. Oh, there's this door is kind of, it's ajar, it's open, or this door is not locked. Let me wander in here.
Which is also you said it was an attorney's like office.
Yes.
Or the general prosecutor?
Yes, yes.
Prosecutor.
What kind of security does she have the doors unlocked?
That's a good question.
I mean, I'm not saying
It's
it
a
was
legitimate question. Well, it's her husband's office,
but still.
Let me just make myself some coffee there. Just let me just
I'm not saying it wasn't your fault for being in there, but
Yeah.
also it's kind of like,
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just
they were not able to say I broke in there.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true. They can't
Yeah.
say you broke. You didn't break in.
Or at least they never tried to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that camera realized they couldn't.
It's just great because you think when I met Sean, I thought like, how could this guy be in jail? He's too nice.
And what year was that?
This was
Last year.
last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were only in there for like what, a year?
Not even.
Not even.
It's actually a pretty remarkable story, but
Sorry.
no, we needed your.
No, I mean
I'm surprised Josh didn't.
I told you to interrupt when you felt like you needed to interrupt.
I'm surprised Josh didn't bring up the U-Haul truck.
Well, now we brought it to you. Now we've brought it up.
That's one of my favorite stories.
That's one of Josh's favorite.
I was like, dude, we got all
stories.
the time in the world tonight. I mean, we do have a conference in the morning, but it's kind of like, there'll be enough coffee.
In a nutshell, I found a U-Haul.
No, not in a nutshell.
Yeah, feel free. Seriously, feel free.
Layer it on.
Let's pause this for now and
Okay.
yeah, let's.
We can come back.
We
can
got
tell a
some. We got
story.
some content. We have some.
We'll hold that story for another time. That'll be for another round 2.
Thank you for being a good editor.
Hey, I'll try. I try my best. This is only episode 2, so we'll see how it goes. And Josh somehow ended up to be in both of them.
What?
I said Josh somehow ended up in both of them.
Sorry. I got too excited.
Well, thank you for sitting down and talking with me. And just thank you for your story and your time. And it's been great to get to know you.
It's been great getting to know you
Yeah.
and continuing to.
Yeah. Like on the whole ride down here, we talked for basically 3 hours straight, all 3 of us. Although I think Josh sometimes went to a theology mode.
Maybe you're the person that can get me used to podcasting.
Yeah, exactly. Your story's worth telling, man. It's an interesting story. It's a very interesting story.
If I could put it together the right way, I think it would be.
Yeah. Well, one day there'll be a camera involved. Maybe we can get you behind the camera. Get a little more of a documentary style.
Interesting.
But hey, thank you. Love you, man.
Love you too.
And thank you for joining.
Thank you for letting me be a part.
Well, everyone, that's the end of the podcast. And just remember, keep listening to stories, keep learning, and remember that God loves you. Bye.